start with your background, Ruchi.
Hi, my name is Ruchi Ravendran. I'm originally from Kerala, but currently I live in Pondicherry. And I have been painting since childhood. Yes, I've just loved doing it all my life, though it was not really encouraged in my family, and I was always told artists never prosper, so become a doctor. So I had to wait for someone to gift me their used paints, sometimes to start painting, but I couldn't stop it. So yes, every little time that I had between whether it was during my dance days or my theatre days, I've always been painting. And for me, painting is it's a very spiritual process, and what I really like to express through my painting, whether it is like a turmoil that you're going through or a destruction or pain and suffering that you're seeing, I always like to see the thread that we can still hang on to, a hope that we can still hold on to. And yes, that is something that really matters to me, and a light that can break through if we really project our own viewpoints and our perceptions onto what we are going through. Yes. So yes, each of my paintings, they have their own story. Like I always say that I have lived and died a million deaths, so they're all different stories. And yes, that's about it. Thank you. I'm more of a storyteller, so I like to tell a story through my work. This is called Bridge Over Troubled Waters. So for me, this represents the turmoil or the water, the emotions that sometimes can be so turbulent and heavy that we think we are going to sink. And seeing a bridge can be very rare, it can be very difficult. For me, this represents holding on, stay on, cling on. And if you stay afloat, go with the flow, then the bridge will appear. And this one is called immigration. Yes, it's got to do with migration, and immigration, whether it is by choice or not, there's always a lot left behind. The space itself, people, animals. And when one leaves, there's a void that is created, and that void can be only filled with the yearning for that space. So the yearning for the space, or for qualities or nature of the space that we try to imbibe into the new space we go to. And no matter how bright the torch is that is guiding you forward, the source or the core where we come from, I feel it's so powerful that there's always a pull towards it. Yes, and the ones left behind, how do they fill their void? For me, that's a question. Is it separation? And these are actually from a series. Started with this. This is called The Scream of the Light. Listen. So the divine light that is within every being, it is present, it is there, but it is covered with a lot of walls, shackles that we have built through our experiences in life. Some of the times it's necessary, and but yet these shackles and the walls and the bricks that we built, they become so hard over time that sometimes it gets very difficult for the divine light to express. So it's screaming from inside, listen. And this is where the light is breaking through each of those layers that we have built. And there are two more in the series actually. So for me, the whole story goes like, but to break through those layers, we just need to pay attention and focus, project that light onto what area of our life that we need to start peeling off, breaking. Yes, that's that with the yellow one?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is called Birds of Paradise, and for me this represents the female, the feminine Shakti, the potential that is there that can create in abundance. She's subtle, she's docile, and yet the potential, it's so strong that it's also capable of destruction. So for me, it's a celebration of life, the whole potential of the creation of life itself. And this is Swan Lake.
Sorry, what?
Swan Lake.
Swan.
Swan, yeah.
Swan, you were saying.
Yes, Swan Lake. So I grew up listening to stories narrated by my great grandmother. I loved stories since I was a child, and whenever she said stories or wherever I heard stories, I used to visualize them. I mean, that's the only way I can, understand. My listening comprehension is not so great. So I would visualize them and then later keep dreaming about them. And when I heard the story of Nala Damayanti, this is actually inspired by Nala Damayanti. When I heard the story of Nala Damayanti, most of the story did not really stay, but the concept of, a swan, a talking swan that comes into their life, and about the royalty, the prince, the princess, so the colors of the royalty. So these colors and the swan's presence. So for me, I reimagine the whole thing in the royal court of swans. So for me, this is the court of the swans, the Swan Lake, where they have this musical instrument, and there is a very sad song that is playing of Nala Damayanti's story, and the swans are all dancing to that mood. So that's what Swan Lake is for me. The response has been really good, very fortunate, and in terms of the exhibition, I mean, it's organized in such a brilliant way, and the display, it's really beautiful, how each artist's work is presented in this space. And it's like if I could just live here, I would live here. There's so much of color and work and content that is brilliant. So I think in terms of the selection process also, I would say it's been really nice, and I'm very fortunate to have been selected for this event. Yes, very happy to be here. There was a music presentation which was also very, very good, and yes, organized in a beautiful. I'm really happy to be here. I feel fortunate to be here, and I'm sad that I'm here only for the first 2 days. I wish I could have stayed a little longer.
Great to have you in this
Thank
exhibition.
you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ruchi.
Thank you. Hi everyone. I wish I was here with you all today. So since I'm not here, I'm going to dedicate a poem. It's called The Service. How may I serve you? Asked the hands. Extend them to the needy, replied the heart. How may I serve you? Asked the feet. Move in the direction of light, replied the heart. How may I serve you? Asked the eyes. Observe every shift, replied the heart. How may I serve you? Asked the ears. Listen to the voice of my throb, replied the heart. How may I serve you? Asked the tongue. Become less active, said the heart. How may I serve you? Asked the nose. Lose your judgments, replied the heart. How may I serve you? Asked the mind. Attach yourself to a goal, replied the heart. How may I serve you? Asked the heart. Fill yourself with love, replied them all. Unwavering your rhythm in the face of shifts, lifting us up with your dancing gift. For only in the ride of your joyful beats could we serve all your needs. I hope you have a wonderful time. This is dedicated to all the artists, to Luna Arts, and to the entire exhibition. Thank you so much.